I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Helen.
And we're the sister writing duo of the Beast of the Briar series.
So today we thought we would tell you about our publishing journey because we have been trying to get published for probably like 15 plus years, and it's been a long journey.
Our current series, the Beast of the Briar series, is a Why Choose Beauty and the Beast romantasy retelling, and it is now being re-released with Bloom Books, with the first book in the series, Bonded by Thorns, coming out in November, and then the whole 7-book series completing next year. But it's taken us a lot to get here, so we're gonna walk through the whole thing.
So we've been writing together ever since we were very little. It started with me writing my ideas down in a notebook, and if you don't know this about me, is I have dyslexia and I am a terrible speller. But I had some really good ideas, and I wrote this private notebook, and I didn't want my little sister to read it. I think maybe we were like 10 or 8 here.
And well, if you don't know this about me, I am an excellent speller, and I would win spelling bees. This was a passion of mine and remains a passion of mine to this day. When I found this notebook with these wonderful ideas, cool characters, and awesome stories, but the letters didn't make sense, the spelling didn't make sense, I knew what I had to do. I took it to our old beat-up PC, I typed it out in proper grammar with the proper spelling, and added my own little twist on it too. And that's how this whole thing began.
So we started telling stories all throughout high school until we had this idea that just captured our hearts. And near the end of high school, we wrote our first entire fantasy book. It was a chosen one prophecy story, which was very romantic, very whimsical, and it was literally the story of our hearts.
When I tell you that this story occupied every space in our brain for years, that is not even an exaggeration. And we had Barbies we would play of this story, we had little action figures.
We would draw art, we would look up fan casts, we would make playlists, every song we related to it. This was the story that took up our brain space. We wrote it a full-length novel. And then we decided this story is amazing, we are going to get it published, and we did not get it published. We tried to query agents with it, and it got rejected.
We did not go to college. We dropped out of college multiple times
to
write. We started college because we were so certain we have to write. And bless our parents who were very supportive of us. We come from a little town on the west coast of Canada, and our parents found ways to send us to Surrey Writer Convention, which is an incredible writer conference on the west coast of Canada, and our parents sent us there, and this was game-changing. This was like, I cannot go to college, I need to write, this book is going to be incredible. It didn't happen.
Eventually we moved on to other books. We actually ended up publishing with a big publisher, but it was a digital only deal, which meant we published a book with a big publisher, and then it came out digitally only. We were so convinced it was going to do amazing. Spoiler alert, it did not. It flopped so hard, we emailed someone on the publishing team and asked, are our numbers updated? Because I think our mom has bought this many, and she's like, those numbers are correct. So that was really embarrassing.
Somehow this publisher asked us to write another series
even after that.
I don't know why. But
we did a little bit better. We wrote a hockey romance, contemporary,
young
adult YA book, and I still love that to this day. And that made us enough money to sort of work only a little bit part-time during college.
This was great. And there were things about this series that we really grew as writers, including that we have a very certain quality we like to add to our writing, which is a little bit absurd, and we were told that our storylines were a bit absurd for contemporary. I don't think they are, but unfortunately that was the way it is sometimes. So this series did okay, but we were all about fantasy. We wanted to go back to the fantasy space.
So we sort of went half contemporary, half fantasy. We decided to write this book, and we wanted to be really unique. We thought regular fantasy is too done, so we decided to write a time travel book with dinosaurs. And this book,
a young adult,
and we thought this book was amazing. And you know what? Miraculously, a real agent thought this book was amazing as well.
And this book is amazing. Let me tell you, it's Steve Irwin, the Crocodile Hunter, meets Jurassic Park. This book is incredible.
It is.
I love this book. Nobody else did.
Now,
we and our agent love this book.
Wait, no. And then there was an editor. After this rejection, which we thought we were so sad about, we did a couple things. We went back to high fantasy and we wrote another fantasy book that actually also included dinosaurs. Maybe that was our downfall. We were too obsessed with dinosaurs.
Why did we have so much dinosaurs? This book actually was another book of our heart. It's based on our Dungeons
D&D,
and our
sure.
D&D characters and our entire made-up world that we play there. We loved this book. Our agent loved this book.
It was so much fun, and I feel like it'll make an appearance one day under the Elizabeth Helen name.
100%.
And after that, we decided we still loved this dinosaur time travel. Steve Irwin meets Crocodile Hunter
And no
meets
one was-
Jurassic Park.
And no one was buying the fantasy.
No one was buying the fantasy. That also went on to sub to like crickets. So we changed that to a middle grade. We thought maybe teenagers don't like dinosaurs, maybe younger kids.
Apparently.
They don't. So after this, we were just very feeling down on publishing. We amicably parted ways with our agent. That was fine. And then now we're agentless. We thought we're back to the drawing board. We decide, but we see on TikTok has just started. It's around 2020. 2021. People have, like, book talk has just been created. And we're like, well, maybe if we self-publish, someone might like our book. So we write this academy, very
Dark academia.
Howl's Moving Castle, whimsical book. And we decided to self-publish it. First, we publish it chapter by chapter online, and we built a bit of a following, and we actually do learn so much about self-publishing and publish it. I actually illustrated the entire thing. Here's one of the illustrations. So the entire book is, like, illustrated by me.
And Helen did the cover too. And the amazing thing about this series, though it wasn't selling as much as we would like, we made an amazing community, and we have friends from that community that we still have today, which is just wonderful.
So that was like our first intro to self-publishing, and we learned so much. Although we did sort of a thing, we left that series unfinished just because we were working full-time as teachers and librarians, and we knew we wanted to make writing our full-time career, and so we couldn't continue a series that wasn't selling enough to sustain us that way.
And we were really burnt out. We were honestly feeling really sad that we just couldn't get off the ground. We felt like we had these amazing books, these characters that we loved, these great ideas, and we just couldn't get any traction with them. We were really burnt out. And so we kind of were like, what should we do?
We thought we are just going to do something super fun for NaNoWriMo that year. We had been seeing a lot of Why Choose books in the self-publishing space, but we didn't see a ton of Why Choose fantasy.
We wrote this book for November in NaNoWriMo.
And it was so much fun. It was such a breath of fresh air. We put no pressure on ourselves. It was just a retelling of our favorite fairy tale, Beauty and the Beast, and all the characters came so naturally. And I think we were just having a blast. We were letting ourselves
be absurd.
We were letting ourselves be absurd. We were kind of writing it just for each other in a way, and then we just edited it, and it came out in February 2023, and it took off. Readers really resonated with it. We managed to find a foothold on TikTok, and then a couple months later, we got an email from a publisher in the UK asking to buy it, and then from there, we got our agent, and from there, the rest is history. Bonded by Thorns did really well, and it's all thanks to you, the reader.
It's true. It's now a Sunday Times bestseller, Amazon bestseller, and it's being re-released by Bloom in November
With beautiful deluxe editions.
And just before we leave you, remember that very first book, that book of our heart we were talking about way at the beginning of this video? Bloom bought that book. So
that one will be coming out as well with more news to come. So it's all full circle. Our very favorite book is going to be re-released.
Thank you guys. We love you.
Bye. That was 10 minutes.